Looksmaxing exposed. What nobody warned you about. Every guy out there has heard the hype around looksmaxing. Fix your jawline, get ripped, level up your style, and suddenly life gets better. But here's the truth. Nobody warns you about the dark side of this path. And if you don't understand these pitfalls, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, frustration, and wasted time. That's why I made this video. I'm going to break down the 5 biggest truths about looksmaxing that most men ignore. These are the things nobody puts on social media because they don't sell quick results or instant gratification. But if you're serious about becoming a man who stands out, these lessons are the difference between spinning your wheels and actually building the life that you're proud of. And listen, if you're tired of wasting years trying to figure this all out on your own, that's exactly why I built my private coaching program. Inside, I'll give you the structure, the accountability, and the exact roadmap to build your body, sharpen your image, and become the man women notice and men respect. Hit the first link in the description and the pinned comment below to join. Now let's get into the 5 things nobody warned you about looksmaxing. Point 1. Looksmaxing isn't the shortcut you think. Most men jump into looksmaxing because they think it's a shortcut. Fix your haircut, buy some new clothes, whiten your teeth, and boom, women flock to you. But here's the reality. Surface level changes don't erase years spent neglecting yourself. And people can tell. You might bulk up, but if your posture is lazy and you carry yourself like you don't believe in yourself, you'll look like the guy trying too hard. You might throw money at expensive grooming products, but if your skin is wrecked from years of poor sleep and bad eating habits, you'll just polish over cracks. Looksmaxing is not a quick fix, it's an amplifier. If you're disciplined, focused, and consistently improving yourself, it will highlight that. But if you're lazy and only chase shortcuts, it will highlight that too. That's the warning most men never get. Looksmaxing doesn't make you a new man, it magnifies who you already are. If you treat it like a gimmick, you'll burn out and quit. But if you treat it like a system to improve every part of your life, your health, your grooming, your fitness, your style, it compounds. People see not just the new look, but the man behind it. The guys who get stuck are the ones who chase hacks instead of building foundations. Remember, this isn't about looking good for a week. It's about becoming a man who keeps leveling up for life. Point 2, the obsession trap. Looksmaxing can become a trap. It starts out simple. You want to lose weight, fix your haircut, maybe get sharper with your style, but then you fall into a rabbit hole. You start nitpicking every little detail. Is my jawline sharp enough? Should I get braces as an adult? Do I need a nose job? Is my hairline receding? This obsession ruins guys. Instead of becoming more confident, they become more insecure because they're constantly comparing themselves to other men online. Every time they fix one thing, they find another flaw. It's endless. And here's the dangerous part. When you obsess too much over your looks, you forget that being a man isn't just about aesthetics. Your value comes from what you build, the respect you command, and the results that you can create in life. Looks help, but they're not the whole equation. If you let looksmaxing consume you, you'll never feel done. You'll chase cosmetic fixes, surgeries, and procedures thinking that they'll solve your problems. But the real problem isn't your jawline, it's the lack of self-discipline, purpose, and real growth. The best men in the world take looksmaxing seriously, but they don't let it ruin their lives. They set goals, they improve, and then they get back to building. That's the balance you need to find. Care enough to sharpen yourself, but not so much that you become a prisoner of your own reflection. Point 3. Looks alone won't keep you ahead. Think about it. The guy who only has looks might grab attention, but once people realize there's nothing deeper, the respect fades. Women especially might be drawn in by appearance, but if you don't have drive, if you're not ambitious, and if you don't have confidence in a way that improves your life, you'll get written off as nothing more than a nice face. Same with men. Other guys respect a man who looks strong and put together, but that respect only lasts if you back it up with action. That's why I tell men to use looksmaxing as an entry point, not as a final goal. Yes, sharpen your body. Yes, fix your grooming. Yes, level up your style. But then use that new attention as leverage to improve other parts of your life. Build your fitness, your money, your social circle, your mission. Otherwise, you're just playing dress up. This is where a lot of men fail. They think looksmaxing will solve their problems, and it won't. It gives you opportunities. What you do with those opportunities is what actually sets you apart. If you're tired of trying to figure out how to put all this together, your looks, your confidence, your habits, and your success, then you need to be inside my private coaching program. That's where I walk you through the process step by step in giving you accountability, follow through, and help you transform into the man who doesn't just look the part, but he lives it. The first link in the description and the pinned comment below will take you there. Check it out now. Point 4, the plateau nobody warns you about. At first, looksmaxing feels amazing. You drop fat, you gain muscle, you fix your haircut, you update your wardrobe. People start noticing. Compliments start to roll in and your confidence rises. But then you hit a plateau. This is where most guys quit. They think I've maxed out. That's it. But the truth is, your first big jump in improvement is just the beginning. After that, progress gets slower, less noticeable, and more frustrating. This is the point where you have to separate yourself from the average man, because the average guy gets comfortable after a few wins. He stops pushing himself. He lets things slide, and slowly he goes backwards. If you want to keep winning long term, you need to treat looksmaxing like maintenance. Just like your car needs regular checkups, your body grooming and style need constant upgrades. You can't stop once you hit good enough. When you push past that plateau, you start stacking wins that compound. People stop seeing you as the guy who improved. They start to see you as a man who's disciplined, sharp, and consistent year after year. That's when your results go from temporary to permanent. The plateau isn't the end. It's the filter that separates men who dabble from men who dominate. Point 5. Looksmaxing without a bigger mission is pointless. This might be the hardest truth of all. If your only goal is to look better, you're wasting your time. Looksmaxing only matters if it feeds into a bigger mission. Here's what I mean. Imagine a guy who spends all his time perfecting his body, grooming, and wardrobe, but he's broke, aimless, and directionless. Sure, he looks good, but does anyone actually admire him? Does he lead? Does he create? Does he inspire? The answer is no. Looksmaxing is fuel, not the destination. It gives you the confidence to walk taller, the attention to open new doors, but if you're not channeling all of that into building a legacy, your career, your wealth, your relationships, your life as a whole, you're just decorating yourself. The strongest men use looksmaxing as part of their arsenal, not their identity. It's one piece of the puzzle. You still need to put in work, take risks, build skills, and chase a mission that matters. Without that, you'll always feel empty, no matter how good you look in the mirror. Don't make the mistake of becoming a polished shell of a man. Build yourself into the man who commands respect because he does what he needs to do, not just how he looks. Looksmaxing helps, but it only has meaning if you're chasing something bigger than your reflection. So there it is, looksmaxing exposed. What nobody warned you about. You've seen the reality. It's not a shortcut. It can become an obsession. It won't keep you ahead without substance. You'll hit a plateau, and without a bigger mission, it means nothing. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of 90% of men because you're willing to face the uncomfortable truths. Now the real question is, are you going to keep guessing or are you going to take control? That's exactly what my private coaching program is for. Inside, I'll give you the proven system to not just look sharp, but build the lifestyle, mindset, and results that most men never achieve. You'll get accountability, a step-by-step plan, and direct coaching from me to make sure you don't waste years trying to figure this out. If you're serious about transforming, if you're ready to stop being average and start becoming the kind of man other men respect, then don't wait. Hit the first link in the description and the pinned comment below now, and let's get to work. Because looksmaxing is only the start. The real mission is not just becoming the man who looks good, but who truly dominates life.